Good morning, all. Debit and Credit Online Classroom brings a class on tools of financial analysis. This is for the second term CBSE examination, which falls on 23rd May. And this tools of financial analysis is divided into 4 classes. First 2 classes will be dealt with the comparative statements, and the third and fourth will be dealing with cash flow statements. And this is part 1 of tools of financial analysis. And in this, we are going to learn about the comparative balance sheet. Comparative statement means a comparative study of items or components of financial statements, that is, in the balance sheet and statement of profit and loss for 2 or more years. These comparative statements are used to compare the figures of each item in the balance sheet as well as in the statement of profit and loss, so that we can understand what has happened in this period of time. By comparative balance sheet, we can compare the assets and liabilities horizontally for 2 or more accounting periods. From this, we can understand what change has come for the assets and liabilities within these comparing periods. We can compare the assets and liabilities for 2 or more accounting periods. Now let us see how we can prepare the comparative balance sheet. The heading should be comparative balance sheet as at the date. Suppose it is for 31st March and 2014 and March 31st 2015, we will write comparative balance sheet as at 31st March 2014 and 2015. That means we are going to compare the balance sheet items for 2014 and 15. We are going to prepare this in a columnar form. We'll have a 6-column format. In the first column, we will write the particulars, that is the items of the balance sheet given in the question. Second column is to note the note number just given against the items in the balance sheet, if any. Third column is for the amounts of previous year given in the previous year's balance sheet. Fourth column is for current year's data, that is the amounts of the current year. And fifth column is for the absolute change, that is the increase or decrease in the amounts between previous year and current year. This is calculated using the formula absolute change is equal to previous year's amount minus current year's amount. Sixth column is for the percentage change. After getting the absolute change, this absolute change will be divided by the amount of the previous year, and to find out the percentage will be multiplied by 100. So that is the percentage change. Now let us do this problem. From the following balance sheet, prepare a comparative balance sheet. The balance sheet is given for 2 years, that is for 2014 and 2015. Here you have to be very careful. In the question, the first column, it is the figures of the current year is given, and the second column of the previous year. But while preparing the comparative balance sheet, the previous year should come to the first amount column and amount of current year should go to the second column. Now I have solved this problem. The items shown in the balance sheet are depicted in the particulars column, and no note number was there, so that column I have put blank. And in the first amount column I have written the previous year's amounts, that is the balances of 2014. Second column I have noted the amounts of 2015, and third column I have calculated the absolute change. For example, in the case of share capital, in 2014 we had 5 lakhs, and 2015 it has become 4 lakh. That is 1 lakh is decreased. So that is the absolute change I have shown. And as it is a decrease, we have to put that in brackets. Then the last column I have calculated the percentage of change. So absolute change is 1 lakh and the previous year's amount is 5 lakh. So 1 lakh divided by 5 lakh into 100, that is 20%. And as it is a negative change, we have to put that in brackets. Like that, the reserves and surplus, in the previous year it was 2,50,000, current year it is 2 lakh. Again a 50,000 is reduced. So 50,000 by 2,50,000 into 100 gives 20%. And about the long-term borrowings, in the previous year it was 2 lakh and the current year it is 3 lakhs, an increase of 1 lakh. So 1 lakh divided by 2 lakh into 100 gives 50%. In the case of current liabilities, trade payables, in the previous year it was 90,000 and current year it is 1,50,000, an increase of 60,000 in the absolute change column. And this 60,000 divided by 90,000 into 100 gives you 66.66%. Other current liabilities, previous year it was 54,000, this year it is 60,000, an increase of 6,000. And 6,000 divided by 54,000 gives you, into 100 gives you 11.1%. About the short-term provisions, it was 34,000 in 2014 and has increased to 40,000, 6,000 increase. So 6,000 divided by 34,000 gives, into 100 gives 17.64%. And the total amount in 2014 was 11,28,000. It is increased to 11,50,000 in 2015, a change of 32,000. 32,000 divided by 11,28,000 into 100 will give 2.83. So a change of total of 2.83 percentages give the in 2015 compared to 2014. Let's see what has happened to our assets. In the case of fixed assets, it was 5,40,000 in 2014 and now it has increased to 6 lakhs, an increase of 60,000. So 60,000 divided by 5,40,000 will give you into 100 will give you 11.1%. About the non-current investment, it was 2 lakh in 2014 and 2 lakh in 2015. There is no change at all. And about the current assets, in the case of inventories, 1,50,000 were there in 2014 and it is decreased to 1 lakh. A 50,000 changes there, which is negative figure. So we have to put that in brackets. 50,000 divided by 1,50,000 into 100 give you the percentage change, that is 33.33%. Again it is a negative change, so we have to put that in brackets. Trade receivables has no change, 2 lakh in 2014 as well as 2015. Cash and cash equivalents has increased to 50,000 in 2015 from 38,000 in 2014. So an absolute change of 12,000 is there and percentage changes 31.57. That is 12,000 divided by 38,000 into 100. About the total of assets, it was 11,28,000 in 2014 and in 2014 15 it is 11,50,000, an increase of 32,000. So an absolute change of 32,000 is done and percentage changes 2.83. That is 32,000 divided by 11,28,000 into 100. These type of questions will come for the board exam for 3 marks. It is a or question, either a question from common size statement or question from comparative statement. So study well, do more and more problems on this. Wishing you all success. Thank you. If you have liked this video, please subscribe and refer to your friends also so that they can also benefit. Next part will be about the comparative income statement, comparative profit loss statement. Stay tuned.